Attention fans, a flying hawk will do a great deal of damage, so it's important that all fans be alert at all times. The Raising Cape River Center, the city of Baton Rouge, and the Baton Rouge Zydeco are not responsible for spectator injuries. The ticket holder assumes all risk and danger incidental to the game of hockey, including but not limited to the danger of being injured by a puck or hockey stick, and agrees that the arena, the FPHL, its officers and employees, and participating clubs, their agents and players are not liable for injuries resulting from such cases. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday Night Hockey in Baton Rouge. And don't forget to turn your Zydeco game experience into a group event. Contact Lucy at Zydeco.com. Get yourself some group tickets, family events, company events, birthday parties, you name it. Bring that group to Baton Rouge Zydeco hockey game. It's that time of year once again for all of our boy and girl scouts. The Baton Rouge Zydeco is excited to be hosting Scout Night tonight. We're having a great conversation after the game for the youngsters, scouts only. They're going to learn about the importance of maintaining a healthy diet from a young age with Zydeco player Nick Gintola and MJ Kraft. If you'd like more information, see our representatives at the Jersey Raffle Table tonight, located near the River Road entrance. Don't forget, the Zydeco are also having an after party at Brickyard South following the conclusion of Scout Night events here at the Raising Cane's River Center. If you want to meet the Zydeco, get on down to the Brickyard South and meet the guys.
It's not in my repertoire.
Fans, this holiday season, the Baton Rouge Zydeco are partnering with Sylvia's Toys for Christmas and hosting a toy drive for children in need. Bring your unwrapped toys to any home game between now and December 21st and drop them off at either merchandise stand and right here at the Raising Cane's River Center to make your gift donation. We did such a great job with the food drive. Let's keep it going with our toy drive. That's right. Help us help Sylvia's Toys this Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ice, your FPHL officiating crew for tonight's game. Teams get warmed up. Your Baton Rouge Zydeco are ready. Warm-ups are brought to you by our friends at Fidelity Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ice. Your Baton Rouge Zydeco. We're in the midway point of the up to 9. Our warm-ups are always brought to you by our good friends at Fidelity Bank. Fidelity Bank, here for good.
Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. And welcome to the Zydeco pregame show brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Andy Petzinger here in the broadcast booth, getting you prepared and ready for game two of this two-game set between your Baton Rouge Zydeco and the Prot Huron Prowlers. As always, I have the YouTube chat pulled up, so if anybody does have any questions, please put them in that chat, and I will do my best to answer them as the pregame show goes along. Taking a look at last night, the Zydeco were able to steal away 3 points from the Prowlers in a 3-2 victory. It wasn't necessarily the prettiest of games for the Zydeco. However, they were able to get the victory, and that's really what matters. But they did have a lot of trouble trying to get going at the very start of the game, and they found themselves down by 2 after the first period. In true Zydeco fashion, they did not back down and give in to adversity. Instead, they turn the heat up. They capitalize on 2 out of 3 power play chances to tie the game in the third period, and then grab the lead on just a floating shot from Matt Gordon that ended up getting redirected by Larwood on its way to the net, and it fooled the goaltender Nusiainen. One of the big things that the Zydeco are trying to get away from is, as Everett Thompson has explained it before, quote, falling asleep at the wheel. There are a couple points during the game where the Zydeco, they're unable to really get too much going. It's almost kind of like they kind of hit a wall a little bit. Passes aren't connecting. Guys aren't necessarily following the routes that they're supposed to be. Just a bit out of sorts and get away from what's made them successful. Pushing the pace, making tape-to-tape passes, sticking to their systems, entering the offensive zone with speed. Those are some of the things that have made them successful in the past. After what I would call getting away with one yesterday, being asleep for almost a full period, a full 20 minutes, the Zydeco certainly need to make sure that they have a much better start today and put Prot Huron on their heels right from the start. I did have the chance to speak with Rio Namiki before the game, just about those slow starts and how to find that 60-minute effort. Let's take a quick listen to that. Downstairs pregame with Rio Namiki. Rio, so last night, it seemed like in the first period you guys kind of had a tough time getting your feet underneath you. It seemed like the neutral zone was almost kind of condensed a little bit. You guys had a little trouble getting going. What changed in the game in the second period specifically to kind of get you guys moving?
Just a mind shift, I think in the first, guys were a little loose. We were trying to just play hopeful. So, not just the D, but then everybody were just feet weren't really moving. So in the second, we just kind of dialed it in. Decided we had, at the end of the day, we have to work for our, the goals and then the good stuff that happens. So just a mindset, just a mind shift, Yeah.
Slow starts have been somewhat of a trend with this team. How do you eliminate that and find that full 60-minute effort?
Just right from the get-go, it starts in the locker room, just guys being in it, just guys recognizing their responsibility, their roles, and not being too worried about the goals, the assists, or what's on the stat sheet, Because it's a five-man game, so it's really you just can't nothing's gonna be handed. So that's the mentality we have to have. Is just we have success when we're working hard, and then we have talent on top of that. So that's when we're the most dangerous, I feel like.
Perfect. Rio to Miki, appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Detail in that conversation that I pulled out from Rio was just him saying that the guys were a little bit too loose to start yesterday. I mentioned it in the pregame show last night that you really can't take any of these teams in the FPHL too lightly, right? Whether they've got a great record or if they're a 500 hockey team, these guys are too good to be able to take them lightly. You have to treat everybody as if they're a first place opponent. You really can't take any team for granted in this league. The good teams specifically, though, will make you pay 100 times over. So the Zydeco yesterday, like I said, it's only a 20-minute span, and Everett Thompson's going to kind of expand on that. But they did kind of get away with, taking a whole period off and having to take 2/3 of the game to kind of claw their way back a little bit. So good note there from Rio, and it sounds like the guys are ready to go right from the drop of the puck here. The victory for the Zydeco last night did get them to 23 points, and Kevin in our group chat is right on it. If we do win this week, win tonight, we stay in first the entire rest of the week next week, or for the rest of this week, excuse me. So really good stuff there from Kevin staying on top of the ball, and the Zydeco are really putting things together here and trying to stay on top of their leaderboard. But they now hold a 1-point lead at this stage over the Athens Rock Lobsters at the top of the Continental Division. So they're going to have 3 games in hand as soon as this weekend is done, with Athens being idle all week and not being back on the ice until the 29th. So, to Kevin's point, those next 3 games for the Zydeco, they're going to be a pretty good opportunity to, build on that lead a little bit and try to create some space between them and second place. I talked to Tyler Larwood a little bit as well before the game, just about, how to take a look at being in first place this early and what is standings watching like early in the season for the players.
Tyler Larwood. Lars, you guys find yourself in first place for the very first time since opening night. As a guy who was here last year, did you ever see this day coming or what?
I saw a lot of potential for the group. Definitely sky's the limit for us. Maybe didn't think to be in first place this early on, but definitely feels good as a little accomplishment, but job's not done. Ready to keep going here.
At this point, obviously it's very early. Thanksgiving break is right around the corner, or maybe not a break, Thanksgiving gauntlet more like. How closely are you guys actually watching the standings at this stage?
I mean, the standings aren't like super crucial at this point in the season, but it's always a good measuring stick to the other teams. Right now we played Mississippi a lot. We want to keep measuring ourselves to teams like Athens and Columbus, and as long as we can stay above them, I think that's a good measuring stick right now.
Beautiful. Tyler Larwood, appreciate it.
So, no real standings watch at this point for the guys, but a really good point that, Lars did make was that they know the schedule has been relatively kind to them. They want to be compared to the likes of Columbus and Athens. They want to be compared to those big dogs, and they know that they could compete with the River Dragons. The next step now is just to find a way to beat them, and they're going to get that chance next week, seeing them on Wednesday and on Friday after Thanksgiving. We're going to go ahead and head to our first commercial break here, but then when we come back, we're going to preview tonight's contest, hear from Everett Thompson on his thoughts about tonight's game a little bit. You are listening to the Zydeco pregame show, brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Here's some church funeral services for you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the Zydeco pregame show brought to you by Southern Air, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Tonight, Zydeco and Port Huron finish up this two-game set. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I do have that YouTube chat pulled up. So if anybody does have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer those. We had a question earlier just talking about the merch store. We have obviously we have a whole bunch of merch here at the arena, so that's your best bet to get merchandise right now. The merch store, we're hoping to get that opened up soon. We're looking at the website that we're using and trying to have all of our inventory updated on there as best as we can. So, but yeah, right now the best option for merch is coming down here to the Raising Cane's River Center and get some merch and watching a good hockey game. So back to tonight's action. I had a opportunity, like I said, to speak with head coach Everett Thompson before the game today. We talked a little bit about his thoughts on last night and what needs to happen tonight in order to get the Zydeco to victories. Let's hear what Everett had to say.
Andy Petzinger downstairs pregame with head coach Everett Thompson, ET. Come from behind 3-2 victory. Talk a little bit about just kind of your team's mentality of just we're never out of it. The game's never really over.
Yeah, well, I mean, 2-0 early is not something that should ever be something that we can't overcome, in my opinion. I mean, 2 goals, especially if you look at how the goals came. Hockey is a hard game. They got 2 easy goals, so you kind of knew that if we played throughout the process of our game that it was going to eventually, we were going to get something. And then, our power play is what kept us in this one again. It's really helping us stay in games here, and sometimes the special teams battle is what does ultimately win and lose games here, especially at this level. So penalty kill still, hard to get past.
Killer.
Their effort's high, and then our power play is when we get them, our timing of when we're getting them and when we're being successful on them is perfect right now.
Good teams take those opportunities and they make something out of them. They don't let them go by the wayside. So it seems like we're kind of trending in that direction of becoming one of those top-tier teams. I think the next step, like you were kind of mentioning a couple days ago, was finding that 60-minute effort. What are some of the ways that these guys can kind of figure out how to put that full 60 in and not, be asleep at the wheel like we talked about?
The good part is breaking it down into segments. You want to go shift by shift, obviously, as a player, but I try to break it down 5 minute by 5 minute at a time here. That way, if you do have a bad 5 minute segment, it's really not the end of the world. You can kind of regroup, hopefully refocus, and kind of dictate the next 5 minutes. So we talk about playing to the media timeouts and things like that. You do get a little bit of a break so you can kind of reset in those situations. And I think ultimately it's just a buy-in in the locker room. It starts in there. Guys are playing with each other and for each other, and that's ultimately why we're able to be resilient when we're having any issues that we face so far. It's still a long year. We still have a lot of hockey in front of us, but we're showing signs that we're, even when we're not playing our best, we're still staying in games and we're staying alive and we're not getting on each other. And, it's a good locker room to be a part of right now.
What's your biggest key for tonight?
We got to manage the puck tonight here. I think that's something we've got to do always. The next thing I think we have to do is manage our shifts a little bit better. I think last night was a game that we took over, and then we could have kind of managed our shifts a little bit differently and really taken over. So I think tonight we can go and hopefully have something similar to that here, and hopefully we start off well too. We need a hot start tonight here.
Awesome. Thank you, Everett.
Yep.
All right, good stuff. We thank all 3 of our guests that were on tonight, Rio, Larwood, and Coach Everett. We're always going to have Everett on for at least a quick sound bite. But if you guys do want to hear from any specific players, let me know. I'll try to get a quote if I can down below. So let me know if there's anybody you'd like to hear from specifically. But a really good point there by Everett in that clip is just him talking about the power play and penalty kill. That was a huge saving grace for the Zydeco last night. They were 2 for 3 on the power play and 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. I said it in that interview too, but that's really what good teams do. If they're given extra chances like that, they're going to capitalize on it. So it's good to see that the Zydeco are starting to trend in that direction. Last night was the very first time that Valtteri Nusiainen had let up more than 3 goals since giving up 5 to the Black Bears back on October the 26th. So the Zydeco found some success by going to the net and creating some havoc. The first goal of the game was thanks to a Sabad screen. Second goal was Sabad right at the top of the crease. Third goal, Larwood driving hard to the net, right? For a goaltender as good as Nusiainen, you do want to make life as difficult as you can for him. Get some redirections, traffic in front of the net, and that's going to start creating some chances. Now, he will not be in between the pipes tonight. He's actually scratched for today. Makar Sokolov will be in between the pipes for the Prowlers. So we'll get to his numbers once the game begins. But Zydeco will see a different goaltender tonight. Let's go ahead and get to our 3 keys of the game. Actually, I'm looking at our YouTube chat. We got a couple of questions. Dustin with how is Nick Catola? Nick Catola is on ice in full gear practicing, so really good progression from him there. He is wearing a no-contact jersey, so he's really only able to participate in drills where there is no contact, just to kind of protect him and make sure that there are no setbacks. He said he's still feeling some symptoms, but he's trending in the right direction. So hopefully we get to see him sooner rather than later. We still don't really have a timetable on when he's going to come back. With head injuries like that, you really have no idea until those symptoms do end up going away fully. So, but trending in the right direction for Nick Catola. Kevin asking about a captain. Brody Thornton has not been announced as a captain. If he was, I was not privy to it. No, I think the essence that Everett Thompson is looking for is, we don't necessarily need one captain. We've got a whole group of guys who know how to lead in that locker room. So I'm not sure that we're going to get an official designated captain or assistant captain or anything like that. I think we're going with kind of a group effort at this point. So, all right. So there's 3 keys to the game. First and foremost, we got to have a much better start than last night. Zydeco certainly got away with a rough first period and turned it on in the last 40 minutes to pull out that win. Don't expect that to be the case today. The Prowlers are a veteran team who will have learned their lesson, and they're not going to allow that to happen again. Secondly, keep your cool. We saw a couple times yesterday the Prowlers shot themselves in the foot by taking some undisciplined penalties. There was a 4-minute spear from Matt Graham, a roughing on Fleck after he and Alexanian went at it in the third period. The more times that the Zydeco get a power play, the better chance that they're not only going to get scoring opportunities, but it's going to exhaust the Prowlers as well, being on defense that much. Third, less chip and chase, more entering the offensive zone with speed. The Zydeco are at their best when they are entering that offensive zone with a big old head of steam, right? It puts the defense on their heels and opens up some options as well. The chip and chase game, it's going to be a 50-50 chance for them to get the puck back, and last night they just weren't really winning those battles. So start entering the zone with some speed, put them on their heels. That will end the Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing pregame show. The Zydeco are 1-0 on this 6-game stretch. Very important stretch. Let's see if they can keep the good times going. Starting lineups and anthem coming up right after this.
Specialty section of the night.
Last night, the Baton Rouge Zydeco overcame a first period 2-goal deficit to grab their 8th victory of the season and vault themselves into first place in the Continental Division. Tonight, they look to string together their second 4-game win streak of the season. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of Baton Rouge Zydeco Hockey. Andy Petzinger here atop the Raising Cane's River Center, proud to bring you along on the ride. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube and on WBRZ. Last night, the Zydeco didn't really enter the game until the second period, and they were able to find a way to score 3 straight in the final 40 minutes against one of the league's top goaltenders. It's really a testament to the resolve of this team, the spectacular special teams that they have, and an overwhelming offense at times. However, this is not a habit the Zydeco are going to want to continue, especially going up against Monroe and Columbus next week. The Zydeco really need to be sure that they're putting forth a 60-minute effort and they're not making life harder for themselves than it needs to be. Tonight, the Zydeco will turn back to Bailey Stevens in the crease. His effort last Saturday in Mississippi. After the way that he played, it's really not hard to see a reason to not go back to Stevens here in the second game of the season of the series. 42 saves on 43 shots in that game against Mississippi. So the Zydeco certainly have been blessed with some spectacular goaltending this season, whether it's Brendan Colgan in between the pipes or Bailey Stevens. They know they have somebody they can trust in net, and it's really a huge weight off the guys who are playing in front of them. They know that they really don't have to worry about making any mistakes. Their goaltender's going to oftentimes bail them out. So we have puck drop coming up shortly. We're going to send it down to PA announcer Joel Verkey for lineups and the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raising Cane's River Center. Under the Prot Huron Prowlers. All right, fans, way up north, they say school. In Baton Rouge, we say go. Center as we have a man Zydeco. He's going to lead us into the go change. Come on, get it started. On your feet, Zydeco Nation. On defense, number 3, Chris Field. On defense, number 6, Matthew Gordon. Number 10, Debbie. 14, on defense, number 17, your vendor is setting the Smoky Locker. Starting the lineup. Starting at forward, number 13. Number 16, Elijah. Well set. Equipment manager is Kate LaCour. Chief medical personnel is Dr. Julie LaCour. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and remove your caps. And join as Cheney Mechanical proudly presents our national anthem being performed tonight by Robert Roy. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so brightly hailed at the twilight's last gleam? Whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the red country once so gallantly and the red Sing those that star-spangled banner yet waving o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
What a spectacular job done on that national anthem. Robert Roy, give yourself a round of applause, my friend. Gave me flashbacks to being in the United Center. Jim Cornelison singing the national anthem there. So awesome stuff there from Robert Roy. All right, let's get to your Tremonti starting lineups and goaltenders. We'll start with the Prot Huron Prowlers. In goal, like I said, Makar Sokolov is going to end up getting the start here. He is 0-3 on the season with an .844 save percentage and a .551 goals against. So not the greatest of numbers there for Sokolov in a very short time span. On defense, Alex Johnson is going to be paired up with Ludwig Thelstrom. Up front, Austin Federle, Dan Chartrand, and Matt Graham are going to open the game up for the Prowlers. For your Baton Rouge Zydeco, in net, number 30, Bailey Stevens, back in between the pipes. 2-0-1 on the season, a .908 save percentage, .253 goals against. Had a phenomenal game against Mississippi. No reason to go back to him tonight. Keep flip-flopping your goaltenders if they're both hot. On defense, Garrick Lindberg paired up with new guy, Ethan Matcham. Matcham is from Calgary, played out in the Sweden D2 League last year. Spent a little bit of time at the SPHL level at the beginning of this season. He was signed just earlier today, came in 2 days ago. Big dude, 6'5", 216 pounds. So keep an eye out for him. He's big number 22 back there. Up front, we're going to have Shane Haggerty, Elijah Wilson, and Aaron Shaheen to start out the game for the Zydeco. So opening face-off brought to you by Sullivan Steakhouse, and we are underway in Baton Rouge. Off the draw, the Prowlers will take it and toss it in deep. Wrapped around the wall. Shaheen able to jimmy this one out to center ice, where the Prowlers will control. Cross ice pass goes right to the stick of Garrick Lindberg. Looking up ahead for Shaheen, but Shaheen had that one rolled just off his stick. Shaheen had, if you tuned in yesterday, he had a little bit of helmet troubles. Came off at least 3 or 4 times after he either took a hit or gave one. It turned out the buckle on his helmet was broken, and they had to kind of tape it together. He has a new helmet today, so if it keeps falling off, it might be just a Shaheen problem. In the neutral zone, the Prowlers take control. Looking up ahead once again, Lindberg gets his stick in the lane. Brody Thornton, great night last night, goal and assist, both on the power play. There's a shot from the point that bounces around in the slot, cleared out of there by the Zydeco, and out to center ice. Settled down here, Pecheritson. Knew I was going to screw that name up at least once. Here's Nemeki for Brody Thornton. He finds Gordon, who enters the zone. Cross-ice pass, just in behind Tyler Larwood. There was a seam there that they found. It was kind of a blind pass there from Gordon. And Larwood was streaking down that far side, and it was just a little bit behind him. Otherwise, he had a clear lane to the net. Now Larwood turns back the other way. He's got Kuznetsov going to the net. Kuznetsov back in the lineup for the first time in the last 3 games. Expect to see him have some spirited shifts here, being back in the lineup. Jake Vaughn with it for the Prowlers. Moved along for Heinzel. That pass for Vaughn was in between his skates. Great job, though, to keep control of the puck. Had 2 Zydeco right on top of him. They take that away. That's a 2-on-1 from the blue line in. Rio Nemeki out to center. Moves it along for Sharrock. He'll send a long one in on net. Sokolov able to blocker that one into the netting and out of play. So we'll get our first stoppage of the game at 17:38 of the first period. Not a bad idea there from Scott Sharrock. We talked about the numbers there for Sokolov before the game. Start throwing some pucks on net and see if he's feeling good today. You know, you'll notice the rebound control. It's either going to be put off to the sides like that one is, or it's going to come right back out to the slot. You'll know right away if a goalie's feeling good just based off of the rebound control that he's putting out there. Clearing attempt here from the Prowlers goes off the backside of Alex Sonyan. Second attempt ends up getting out to the neutral zone. Taken now by Ethan Matcham. Like I said, he is towering over everyone out there, so it's not going to be very hard to find him. Linwood with a half shot, or a half clap, I should say, from the sideboards. That gets blocked. And now back the other way, it's Dan Chartrand. Chartrand stick handling into the Zydeco zone, was the only man there for the Prowlers, so he had to kind of waste some time to wait for the line change to finish. Now Parsons, that's 46, Houlihan, wraps this one down below, picked up by the Zydeco Thornton. He'll move it along for Jake Cox, and out to center ice he comes. He'll toss this one in on goal for Sokolov to grab and handle. 16:29 left to go in period number 1. We are scoreless through the first 3.5 minutes. Draw is going to be off to the right of Sokolov. We've got the full Haggerty, Sabat, and Wilson line. There's a shot from Nemeki off the faceoff. That catches the glass. Wrapped around the wall, Thornton. Puts it right back from where it came. Sabat in the corner. One hand on his stick, able to put it out to the point. Thornton, his wrist shot, looking for the redirect from Sabat. Similar to the goal that they scored last night. Sabat is on the opposite side of the net, though. Now Nemeki. Over to his partner, Thornton. Has to spin away from a check and settle things down. He's got some space. We'll throw it towards the goal. Good stop there by Sokolov. Took that one up high. He might have gotten it right in the mask. Rebound cleared out of there by the Prowlers. Brody Thornton with some wheels through center. Walking in, firing one. That one went off the knob of the stick of Sokolov. Thornton has it once again. He gets thrown down in the corner, gets right back up, and still has control of the puck. Boy, when things are going your way, things are really going your way. Somebody keep giving Brody Thornton the puck. Puck is stuck there at the side of the net. Oh, good job there by Matt Gordon just to try to stuff that one home, and it laid there loose for a second or two. Couldn't get any wood on it and jam it home. Back in the Zydeco zone, Brody Thornton. Holding on to the puck, will come up the wall for Gordon. Now Larwood at center will flip this one in and chase after it. One-on-one in the corner. Nice stick lift there. Took the puck away. Coming up to the point. That pass was deflected off the stick of Vaughn and comes out to center ice. Bouncing puck off the wall. Sokolov played it, but I don't think the referee had seen that. And we end up getting a whistle and our first TV timeout. We are scoreless through the first 5.5 minutes of this game. 0-0. We'll be back at Baton Rouge in just a minute.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Save for game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Hey fans, turn your Zydeco game experience into a group event. Contact Lucy at brzydeco.com or call us at 225-515-PUCK for more information on group tickets. Welcome back to Baton Rouge. Andy Petzinger here up top the Raising Cane's River Center. We are scoreless through the first 5:13 of this first period. Most of the play been down to our right. Couple chances for the Zydeco in this game so far. Most of them been from the perimeter. However, the only real chance from inside came from Gordon, who just came from behind the net and tried to jam it home. So we have Cox there in the corner trying to throw that one out towards the front. Taken away by the Prowlers, and now one-on-one back out to center ice. It's Federle over the line. His backhander trying to get past Lindbergh. Did not go, and clearing attempt is held in at the point by the Prowlers. Good stick there from Alex Sion to get into a lane. Knocked that out to center ice, and now Cox back the other way. Around one check. Oh, Federle, nice stick there to knock it off of Cox's blade. Otherwise, he had a clear lane to the net. Now there's a shovel shot from Haggerty. That one goes up high. Lindbergh's wrister gets deflected into the corner. Sabah there just off the bench. Good hit there. He was supposed to be the recipient of that hit, but he ended up throwing the body himself. Now Haggerty with it. Soft little area pass for Sabah. Kind of caught him in between, though. Couldn't really get a good handle on the puck, and it gets cleared back out to center ice. Now Sabah with it for Haggerty. Nomiki at the circles, walking the line to the middle, shooting one. That one just missed on the far post. Jonas Lias back through center ice. Chipping it into the Zydeco zone. After it, pushes it out towards the slot. The turnaround shot. Oh, and a good stop there required from Stevens. Joel Frazee let it go, and Stevens had the glove right in the lane. First stop of the game for Bailey, and it's a doozy. Prowlers in their own end looking to break out. Chipped up to the Zydeco zone. Kleber there to take it away. He comes up for Kuznetsov on the near side. Moves it over to Gordon. He'll wrap it around Larwood on the far side. We'll chip it back out to the point for Kleber. Now Larwood at the hash marks. Cross ice pass. Hits Kuznetsov. He'll walk the line. Throwing it towards the net. Finds its way out to Ciolik. Couldn't really throw that one on net. It rolled off the end of his stick. Now Gordon with it. Good shift here from the Zydeco. Cross ice for Kleber. Had that one bounce off his stick, however. And clearing it out to center is Frazee. Chip back into Port Huron territory by the Zydeco. Heinzel there will wrap it around the wall. Chipped out to center ice. Now Vaughn with it for the Prowlers. Moving across for Scantlebury. He was stick checked there by Chirac. Looking over his options. Throws it on net, but it was blocked before it can get to the goal. Port Huron back to center. Chipping that one in is Vaughn. Took a hit from Lindbergh, but got the job done. Kleber will set things up behind his own goal. Oh, he takes a big hit there from Vaughn. Shot from the point bounces wide. And now the Zydeco Cox will start the breakout. Pass there from Kleber was in the skates of Sherrock. He has to turn back. Try to get some space out there. Now finally picked up by Chartrand, and he'll backhand this one in. Kleber will try the near side. Got some help from Cox to clear it out to center, but that's about as far as it'll go. Now pass right out in front for Graham, but he couldn't settle it down. He was in if he was able to catch that. Now pulled out of there by Matcham. Cleared out to the point, now pushed out to center ice. Lindbergh in his own end. Coming through center. Cross ice dump in goes to Kevin Sabat as they battle for it. He and Lias were there. And now it gets chipped off the glass and ends up going into the crowd and out of play. 10:20 left to go here in the first. We are still scoreless here in Baton Rouge. Face off to the right of Sokolov. Off the draw. Matcham, his wrist shot from the point. That one found shin pads and comes back out to the neutral zone. Lindbergh coming after it, gets taken down. No arms up. Referees say play on. Zavad has it here on the near side for Haggerty. Backhand feed for Wilson, open on the far side. Nice move to get around a check. Walking in, shooting one, kicked out by Sokolov. Thelstrom behind his own goal. Backhand feed. Finds Luke James through the neutral zone. He's able to chip that one in and head off for a line change. Brody Thornton will set things up behind his own net. Want to wait and make sure that the timing is proper here. Now Thornton spins back. Didn't like the options that he saw. Will now move it up ahead for Matt Gordon. Chips off the wall. Couldn't really get it too much farther than just inside the blue line. Now Larwood takes over. Walking in around one check to the backhand. Now the forehand and a good stop made by Sokolov. Larwood looked a little off balance there as he tried to make a move. Couldn't really get too much mustard on the shot, and Sokolov, in good positioning, was able to make a stop. Now cleared out to center, Rio Namiki. They'll handle it, move it along for Kuznetsov. Larwood carries on, try to get that to Kuznetsov, cutting towards the net. But two Prowlers converged and took that one away. Thornton, a good step up in the neutral zone, broke that play up. And now Parsons in his own end. Setting things up, he moves it along for Federley. Now Frazee in over the line, gets around one check, looking out in front. That one deflected off of a stick into the air and into Bailey Stevens' glove. And we'll get another whistle stopping play. We are still scoreless halfway through the first. You want some church funeral services? You're getting church funeral services.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
Back in Baton Rouge, hey fans, keep up with everything Zydeco by following and liking the Zydeco on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find all of our social media handles at brprohockey.com. There you go, Fed League Flash. There's your church funeral services. You happy? See what you did? Now it's all in our head. Face-off is going to be to the left of Bailey Stevens. Clearing attempt for the Zydeco does not go out. Chirac has it in the corner. Will wrap it up the wall. Was looking for Cox, but Cox couldn't really handle down that pass. That was kind of a rocket coming around the wall there. Now finally, it gets chipped out to center. Along the near boards here. Matcham has that one taken away from him and sent into the Zydeco zone. Scott Chirac now skating through neutral zone. Trying to get around a check. Was stood up as soon as he entered the blue line. And now back come the Prowlers the other way. Houlihan's wrist shot. That's kicked out of there by Stevens. Chartrand trying to cycle it down low, but went right to the stick of Lindbergh. Now Brody Thornton will settle things down for the Zydeco. Once again, the Zydeco being very deliberate on when they want to get started with this breakout. Everybody's got to be in the right spots. As there you see, nice little area pass there for Sabat, entering with speed, shooting one right into the stomach of Makar Sokolov, who will hang on. Nice job there by the Zydeco. Once again, you don't want to rush that breakout, any of them. You want to make sure that you're all coming out as a cohesive unit. You saw that a little bit yesterday where the Zydeco were a little bit out of sorts. You know, we had one guy who was supposed to be a little bit higher up, but he wasn't really where he was supposed to be. He was a little bit lower down, and passes just weren't connecting. You saw just then. Good job there by this Wilson, Sabat, and Haggerty line to really take the time to slow things down, make sure we're coming out as a unit. And you saw those passes were right on the dot, right on the tape. And Sabat had a really good opportunity heading towards the net. Thornton with a chip and chase. Goes in behind the goal. Haggerty pinned up along the wall. We'll throw it up to the point. Wilson there, his long shot. Redirect! Oh, that one went right off the stomach of Kevin Sabat. And in on net, and Sokolov with another really nice stop. So Sokolov being tested early here. 8 shots on net. Doing a really nice job of keeping pucks in front of him. And like I mentioned, rebound control. He's soaking pucks up as well. Face-off going to come to the left of Sokolov. Looks like we had a clock issue there, so resetting it to 6:15. Gordon, Kuznetsov, and Larwood out there for the Zydeco. Gordon pins up his man along the draw. Needs a little bit of help there. Kuznetsov there to push it around. Now Gordon has it along the wall. Trying to go cross ice for Namiki. Got caught up in his jersey, so he really couldn't do too much with it. He had a man on top of him, and that's a dangerous situation for a defenseman. If it's stuck in your jersey and it pops out and you're not the one to get it, it's an odd man break going back the other way. Namiki in his own end. Trying to one-hand that one around a check of Vaughn. Gets pinned up along the wall. Now Vaughn pulls away with it. Curls from a check out to the point. Pecheritson going cross ice. A long wrist shot was whiffed on, and Larwood will take over, spinning away from a check. And will now drop it off for Namiki. Thornton will take over. Thornton wheeling through the neutral zone. Inside out, some man in over the line. Shooting one, and just getting a blocker on. That was Sokolov. Good rush there from Brody Thornton. Like I said, he's feeling it these past couple of games. He's got the wheels going. Jay Cox with it. Up ahead for Scott Chirac. Chirac trying to chip around a check. Taken away by the Prowlers, and a good hit there by Thornton in the neutral zone. Separated the man from the puck. And now Cox will carry on for Baton Rouge. Gets hit in the corner, no one around to help out. Now finally goes to Sharrock in the slot. Had a man on top of him, couldn't get a good shot off. Now a collision in the corner between Alexanian and Parsons is going to find Alexanian heading to the box. Looked like the stick of Alexanian got kind of caught around the headgear of Brian Parsons. So the Zydeco will head to the very first Wilson Warehouse penalty kill of the night. Mentioned yesterday, they went 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. We'll get to their updated numbers as soon as we come back from commercial break. We are scoreless here in the first period. Zydeco going to the kill.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Back in Baton Rouge, 0-0 is the score. Zydeco heading to the penalty kill. Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. The number 1 penalty kill in the FBHL put to work here, 92.9%. Going 3 for 3 yesterday. Also got their home penalty killing numbers up to 94.7%. So really good on home ice. Granted, this is where we played most of our games, but still, if you're over 90%, really, it's a good PK percentage. A couple block shots here from the Zydeco already. Thornton looking to turn this one around and clear. One off of a shin pad. Second time through, comes all the way up to Sharrock. 1-on-1 over the Prowler zone. Sharrock didn't really have too much help. The other guys were going for a line change. He was trying to actually probably throw that one back and try to kill a little time off, but the Prowlers had some guys back as well. That would have been a little bit of a hairy situation. The Prowlers on their power play, they're at 20.7%, which is 6th in the league. They're 12 out of 77 on the year so far. As they battle for it in the near corner. Just about a minute gone already on this power play. Taken away by Larwood. He's got some wheels, and he gets around a check. He's around Thelstrom. Larwood in. Nice stick check there by Thelstrom. Knocked the stick out of the hands of Larwood. Larwood is looking for a penalty. Everett Thompson got both hands in the air saying, how on earth are we not getting a call out of that? Now Frazee with it. Looking out to Chartrand. Goes past his stick. Now out to the point. Federley. Slap shot. Sails wide. And now wraps around the wall and out to center ice. 20 seconds left to go on the penalty kill for the Zydeco. Wilson there. Sends it all the way down. One more rush here for Port Huron. It's Johnson. He'll scoot this one over for Federley. A long shot sails wide of the net. Matt Graham has it taken away out of the box. Narek Alexanian has it here. Rushing towards the net on the forehand. Good poke check there by Sokolov. Not allowing Alexanian to get towards the net, and a good back check there as well from the Prowlers. Boy, that is just a golden situation. That's what you pray for coming out of the blocks. Alexanian on the rush. Just couldn't get around the outstretched stick of Makar Sokolov. But another penalty kill here for the Zydeco. That PK percentage is only going up. Now, Everett Thompson is asking to have a word here with the referee just about why on earth was that not a penalty? Now, I was fine with the back check. It was a great play on that back check, but I will say, if you get your stick knocked out of your hand, something wrong is there. Something happened, and it didn't happen legally, that's for sure. There's Thornton's long shot from the point, deflected off of a leg and wide. Shaheen down low for Gordon, knocked away from him. Kuznetsov trying to put that in front for Shaheen, out of his reach, and now sent back into the Zydeco zone. Stevens up the wall. Clean exit here for Matt Gordon. He was knocked off the puck as he entered the Port Huron territory. Now picked up by Houlihan on the far side. He gets checked as he knocks the puck into the Zydeco zone. Ryan Kleber will pick it up in the corner and come out with a head of steam, try to go cross ice with that, but taken away by the Prowlers. Johnson now in his own end. Will come up the wall. Scandalbury, excuse me. Now Haggerty pulls it free. Moves it back for Matcham. Now Haggerty with it. We'll throw this one cross ice into the Prowler zone. Sabat after it. Throws a good check in the corner. Puck bounces free towards the slot. Trying to settle it down out at the point. It's Shaheen. A turnaround shot deflected off of his stick. Goes to Thelstrom. He'll go in behind the net for Johnson as we hit the final minute of the first. Johnson away from his check. Will move it along for Thelstrom here on the near side. Now Johnson with a bank pass. Deflected off of the stick of Matcham and goes, I believe, into the Zydeco bench. Wherever it is, it's out of play. And we'll get a whistle with 42.6 on the first. Or in the first, I should say.
Get your student ID card and guest services. That's Emily Tullis.
Off the draw. Port Huron will wrap this one around the wall. Strange bounce off the boards there in the corner. Nearly had that one go out towards the slot. Second time it actually happened. Held in by the Prowlers. Now taken away by Chirac for Cox. He'll scoot it up ahead for Alex Sanyan. Try to drag through the legs around his check. That one was knocked away by Pecheritsin. Now pinned up along the wall in the corner as the final 10 seconds. Get ready to tick off the clock. Cox has it. Still pinned up along the wall. Can't jimmy it free. Now Alex Sanyan on the back end. He scores! Just before the horn. Narek Alexanian found it on his stick. Came out on the far side on the backhand. Able to scoop one home on the glove hand of Sokolov. And just before the period ends, the Zydeco take a 1-0 lead. It seemed like that puck was going to get pinned along the wall there and kind of kill out the rest of time. But Alex Sanyan found it on his stick and was able to throw that one home. And the period comes to a close. So the Zydeco with a late goal to give themselves a 1-0 lead through 20 minutes of play. We're going to head to our intermission break. Join us in about 10, 11 minutes time. We're going to go through our intermission report. Take a look around what's going on in the league tonight and upcoming this weekend. 1-0 Zydeco through 20.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Dawn Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake Benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Dawn Seafood hits the table. From our team at Dawn Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us?
We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh?
Buddy, watch this.
Yeah, you got good hands. Well, watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott, come on in, Scott. Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church
The 2024-25 Broadway at the River Center Theater season is simply the best, featuring 4 big, bold Broadway hits coming to Baton Rouge. The season opens with Shrek the Musical, the Tina Turner Musical, Chicago the Musical, and Pretty Woman the Musical. Get the 4-show package for as little as $235. That's less than $59 per show. Learn more at RaisingCanesRiverCenter.com/Broadway.
The Men's Network started when I went to a computer club meeting in the 7th grade that Brett organized. At that point, I had never met anyone that was as good at computers as Brett was. And by the 8th grade, we figured out that this was something that we could do professionally.
We moved to Baton Rouge to go to LSU, and that's really where our business got planted.
Give Immense a call. Let us show you how IT should be done.
Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
For the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktails. Wall-to-wall, state-of-the-art TVs mean you'll see every touchdown, Hail Mary, and big turnover in crystal clear HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino in Baton Rouge, where every moment is a win.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Run for Chirac, but he can't bury. Chirac grabs it back, curls away from his check, in behind the net, picks it up on his stick, and he gets the Michigan! Scott Chirac, a highlight reel goal!
Welcome back to the Raising Cane's River Center. Andy Petzinger here with your intermission report. After 20 minutes of play, the Baton Rouge Zydeco lead 1-0 over the Prot Huron Prowlers thanks to a goal at literally the last second. 0.5 on the clock for Narek Alexanian. For Alexanian, that's going to be his 4th of the year. On a play where, like I said, the puck was kind of pinned up along the boards and behind. Usually in that instance, it just kind of stays there and they kill the period out. Jake Cox did a really nice job pushing that puck out. Got to Alexanian's stick. And good patience there from Alexanian, even knowing that the clock was winding down. Didn't just try to wrap that one around. He came out in front, gave himself a bit of a better shooting angle, and was able to sneak it underneath the glove of the goaltender Sokolov and into the back of the net. So that's where we stand after only one penalty in that period went to the Zydeco. They killed that off as well in the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. Let's take a quick look around the league. A couple of interesting scores here. Well, first and foremost, Danbury and Hudson Valley were supposed to play earlier today. That game has been postponed. Carolina is in Columbus. They are halfway through the second period, and take a look at this, folks. Carolina's up 4-0 halfway through the second. Peter Panicek for Carolina has 2 goals in that game. It's been a 3-goal second period for Carolina, so the River Dragons have some work to do in their home rink. Out in Michigan, Motor City is hosting Watertown. Watertown is up 4-1. Just starting in the, or just finishing out that second period, I should say. Michael Mercurio, I almost said Mercutio, Romeo and Juliet over here. He's got 2 goals in that game. Monroe is taking on the Seawolves. Second period just about to start. Monroe carries a 1-0 lead through the first. They're getting outshot 14-4 in the game and still leading by a score of 1-0. And then finally, Blue Ridge is in Danville this weekend, 1-0 after the first period there. A 21-shot first period there for the Bobcats. So they are carrying a majority of the play so far. Like I said, here in Baton Rouge, it is 1-0 through one period of play. We'll be back with the second period right after this. You're listening to the Baton Rouge Zydeco on YouTube and on WBRZ.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care. church funeral services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us? We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh? Buddy, watch this. Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. Kevin Abbott, I cut off the dental commercial for you before you can see all guys waiting for him. Use your imagination and what, and he just gets his teeth fixed and they're all gone. There you go, Kevin. All right, start the second period here. Zydeco up 1-0. Through 20 minutes of play, they will start out with the Wilson, Haggerty, and Shaheen line with Matcham and Lindbergh on the back end. This opening faceoff brought to you by Sullivan's Steakhouse. Port Huron will control off the draw. Thelstrom with it here on the near side, chips it around one check. Trying to get himself into the zone. Taken away from him, however, and the Zydeco Lindbergh will toss that one up ahead, get some help from Wilson to dump it in deep. And behind the net, Shaheen took a hit, kept his helmet on. We're already in a better position than yesterday. Now chip through the neutral zone. Stevens tried to clear this one out himself, right onto the stick of Chartrand. Now a wrist shot from Johnson deflects up and out of play. 19:18 left to go in period number 2. Zydeco lead it 1-0. Draw going to the left of Bailey Stevens. having a little trouble on the face-off is Prot Huron. So Jones gets kicked out. Going in his place is going to be Houlihan. He loses the draw to Rio Namiki. Now Namiki will move it out to Alexanian through center ice. Chirac had that one go off his skates to the corner. Now in behind the net, the Prowlers are able to break out to center. Good step there by Namiki to knock the stick off of Elias's stick. Now Scott Chirac with the puck will move it up ahead for Cox. He'll move it along for Alexanian. A drag move around the check of James did not work as he got stick checked at the blue line. And now it goes back into the Zydeco zone. Thornton up ahead for Chirac. Tried to chip that one up for Cox, who was at the blue line, but that one was read by Pecheritsin. And now Vaughn will redirect this one in on goal. Stevens sees that he's got Sim coming in hot. We'll go ahead and get the big old mid on there and grab a whistle with 18:21 left to go in the second period. The defensive zone draw here for the Zydeco. Got the Larwood, Kuznetsov, and Gordon unit with Matcham and Lindbergh on the back end. Prowlers will control, toss it down deep. Matcham is there to take it away. Couldn't clear it out. Held in at the point there by Parsons. Shot by Scantlebury from the near wall here. Deflected off of a leg to the corner. Now Kuznetsov with it on the far side. Will hoist this one through the neutral zone and all the way back into Prowler territory on the fresh ice. It's going to have legs to go all the way down for an icing call. So back to the Zydeco zone we go. If you are not at the game, but you are in the Baton Rouge area and you want to hang out with some of the players, we will be at Brickyard, or they will be at Brickyard, I should say, after the game today. Brickyard South, just a little ways away here from the Raising Cane's River Center. So feel free to come on out and hang out with the guys. As Lindbergh will one-hand this one out to center ice. Thelstrom looking up ahead for Chartrand. He was knocked to the ice there on a good check by Matcham. And now Larwood in his own end. Look over for Gordon. Needs a little help from Lindbergh. Now Larwood cuts back and will set up in behind his own net. Dmitry Kuznetsov stick handling through the neutral zone, cutting through one check, going to the far side. Try to go cross ice for Gordon. Deflected off of his stick, and Gordon will pick it up along the wall. Gordon holding on to it on the backhand, drops it down low. Ciolek had to protect himself from that hit from Pecheritsin. Gets pinned up along the wall and behind. Kuznetsov trying to jimmy it free, took a couple of cross checks there from Luke James after he gave a few. Now he's still getting them from James. Now it comes free. Ciolek has to dangle around one of the referees as Kuznetsov still getting hit in behind. Draws a penalty, though. Zydeco are going to go on to the power play. And now Kuznetsov takes his man down in behind, jumps on top of him, and three Prowlers come over. So now we got a group of guys heading over towards Kuznetsov. So let's see what ends up happening here. The Zydeco for sure had a power play. Not sure if they're going to keep it now that Kuznetsov went after his man. And he and James are still going at it with one another. So for sure they're both going to go off. Wondering if there's going to be any extra penalties added to either side. And it looks like we are going to stay 4-on-4. So no power play for the Zydeco.
In the penalty box for the Prot Huron Prowlers, number 22, Luke James, took the penalties for roughing. In the penalty box for the Baton Rouge Zydeco, number 10, Dmitry Kuznetsov.
All right, so both guys going off for roughing, and we'll go 4-on-4 here, so a lot of space out on the ice. That should play as an advantage for the Zydeco as Thornton spinning away from a check. We'll drop it down for Nemiki. Now he and Thornton switch. Thornton, a bad angle shot shrugged out of there by Sokolov. That was a hard shot there from the bottom of the circle from Brody Thornton that Sokolov shrugged away. Wilson now at the high point. Drops it for Thornton again, trying to drive towards the net. Has a man on top of him. They slide towards the corner. And now taken out of there by the Prowlers, Vaughn. He has to curl away from the check of Nemiki. Now a pass from the Prowlers goes in between a couple of players and will go all the way down. And it will get us an icing call with 15:36 to go in the period. And 1:10 left to go on both penalties. Face-off will go to the left of Sokolov. Chirac, Larwood, Lindbergh, and Matcham out there for the Zydeco. Johnson, Frazee, Vaughn, and Lockhart for the Prowlers on this 4-on-4. Prowlers control, gets flipped through the air and all the way down to the Zydeco zone wide of Bailey Stevens. Prowlers are trying to get that one on net so they can get a line change. Unable to do so. We'll redo that same face-off back on the left-hand side of Sokolov. This draw is pushed out to center ice, and having to race after that is Matcham. Now Lindbergh holding onto it through the neutral zone, cutting in over the line. Stick handles around one check, now in the corner, going in behind the net. Will come out to the point, Matcham. Trying to go back down low. There's going to be a penalty here. It's going to be on the Prowlers as Lindbergh kicks to the stick, walking in, firing, blocker save. Made by Sokolov. Stevens to the bench. Extra attacker out for the Zydeco. Pops free to Cox. That one went just wide. Might have gone off the blocker of Sokolov. Now Chirac, bad angle shot sails wide. Zydeco able to keep it in. It's basically a power play here for the Zydeco. 5-on-4. Chirac stop rebound. Oh, Sokolov with the left pad. Great stop there on Tyler Larwood, who was in a little too tight. Couldn't get any elevation on the puck. And Sokolov with a phenomenal left pad save. And the whistle sounds, so the Zydeco will go to the Badgers heating and air power play. First opportunity of the night. As Johnson is going to go to the box. So it's going to be 4-on-3 here. Oh, interesting. We got a second guy going to the box now. That's Scantlebury. That's also going to be sitting down. So wonder what's happening here. We're going to head to a TV timeout here. And we will come right back with the answers on what the penalty situation is looking like. But the Zydeco going to the power play right after this.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care and passion. Church Funeral Services.
Zydeco Coaches Show airs every Wednesday night inside the 1717 restaurant at Queens Casino. Come on out, visit us in person, or follow along with us right here on YouTube as Everett and I talk about just about everything Zydeco. Join us Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Central. The Zydeco Coaches Show, brought to you by Queens Casino. All right, so I still don't have answers. I did see an unsportsmanlike sign from the official. So I'm wondering if that's what ended up happening with Scantlebury. But in any case, it's a 4-on-3 power play here for the Zydecos. There's a shot from Sherlock that goes up and into the netting, out of play.
The penalty box for the Port Huron Prowlers, number 25, Alex Johnson, serving a 10-minute game misconduct.
All right, yeah, that's a 10-minute game misconduct.
And yours on the counter, skating 4-3.
Now, I didn't see what ended up happening there, so the penalty is going to Scantlebury for cross-checking. There's a wrist shot from the point. That sails just wide, so we're 5-on-4 now.
Fans, that is a correction. That is a 10-minute misconduct penalty on 25. That is
Now Thornton walks the line to Sherlock. Down low for Haggerty. Now Sherlock up top. His slap shot. Broke his stick on the play. Still got a shot on net. Kicked out by Sokolov. Wilson has it here. There's a bit of broken stick up there at the point. Want to kick that out to center ice so it doesn't take a weird hop after the puck hits it. And now it's cleared out to the neutral zone and back into Zydeco territory. So the very first Badgers Heating and Air power play for the Zydeco, 25.5% on the season. That's number 3 so far overall. The Prowlers at 85.7. They are 8th in the league in their penalty kill. Remember Everett Thompson talking about how good the special teams was yesterday. Big reason for the victory was the fact that they were given opportunities and they capitalized on it. So want to continue that trend in tonight's game. Oh, weird hop off the boards. That happened a couple times in the first period there. Sometimes that could spell doom for the goaltenders when they come out and play the puck. If I'm Sokolov, I'm just staying in net if it's wrapped around this near boards here anytime. Is now Gordon with it. Will hold on to it in behind the net and throw it out towards the point. Lindbergh there. His long shot deflected off of his stick, goes up into the netting and out of play, just as that 2-minute penalty to Scantlebury is over. So both teams now back at full strength, and Johnson is going to stay in the box until his 10-minute is over. And I'm not sure if you heard Joel over the PA, but that is not a game misconduct. That is just a misconduct penalty. Face-off will come to the left of Sokolov. We're having a conversation at the scorer's table. I think just making sure we've got the correct information written down. Or maybe making sure the correct player came out of the box. Whatever the situation is, looks like all is control. Everett Thompson not happy about something on the bench. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. He keeps pointing up at the Jumbotron as well. But whatever the case is, he's not happy about it. But that's the answer that he's going to be getting. So we'll turn our eyes back to the play here. To the left of Sokolov. Shaheen Sharrock And Kuznetsov out on the ice with Lindbergh and Matcham on the back end. Now the referee is talking to the Port Huron side, so both benches needing explanations on what exactly is going on here. I think I might like one as well at this point. All right, now the puck is finally dropped, and Port Huron controls. Will come up the wall and out to center ice. Matcham is there for the Zydeco to pinch that one off. Chirac takes over for Kuznetsov. Nice little bump pass there for Shaheen, who chips it into the Prowler zone, heads after it. Bounces out towards the slot, knocked away there by Sokolov. Now Chirac, a turnaround shot, whiffed on it, rolled right off the end of the blade. And now sent out to the neutral zone. Taken there by Joel Frazee. Got as far as the Zydeco blue line before he was hit by Lindbergh. Now match him up ahead for Chirac here at the red line. We'll throw this one on goal. Easily stopped there by Sokolov. He'll play it along for Tristan Sim, who comes out to center ice. Federley will chip and chase. Namiki in behind, try to knock that one over to Lindbergh. Got taken away by the Prowlers. Lindbergh takes his man down, and the Zydeco are going to go back to the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. It's going to be a tripping call on Garrick Lindbergh. So the Zydeco 1 for 1 already on the kill. We'll head right back to it. The first unit that they'll start with is Cox, Larwood, Namiki, and Thornton. Picked up at the point. Parsons with it. He'll come down low for Sims. Sims out to the point for Federley. Gets it right back, and now Parsons here on the near side. To Federley up top. Walking and throwing one towards the goal. Goes up high. Lockhart on the far wall. Out to Federley up top. Has to juggle that one to keep it alive. Nice job. Able to move it along for Lockhart once again. He and Federley play catch. Comes down low. Backdoor feed. There's a shot. Stevens got to the corner. Or got to the post, excuse me. Now Federley up top once more. For Lockhart. He's got Sims back door. Goes to Parsons. Federley up top. Lots of perimeter play here for the Prowlers. Can't quite get to the middle just yet. This one comes down low. Parsons sneaking towards the back post. Can't get it to him. Back up top, Federley for Lockhart. Parsons now near side to Federley up top. Walking in, holding. Parsons again here on the near side. Good job by the Zydeco, keeping them to the outsides, not allowing any shots on net so far. Now pass out in front. Bailey Stevens with the right pad, and another one. Finally, they were able to get right into the middle, and Bailey Stevens, I said the right pad, it was the left one. Moved so quick, I didn't even know which leg it was. Now falling down was one of the Port Huron players. Thornton able to wrap it around the glass and go all the way down, and the Zydeco are in desperate need of a line change, as that is a tired group of guys getting off the ice. 10 seconds left to go on the penalty kill. One more rush for the Prowlers in over the line. Dragging and taking a shot is Scantlebury, goes off a leg and up into the netting, out of play. As the final second getting ready to tick off for the Zydeco. 9:36 left to go here in the second period. Zydeco lead at 1-0.
ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
The next Zydeco home game will be on November 22nd as the Zydeco take on the Columbus River Dragons. Puck drop is at 7:05. It's game 3 of that 4-game stretch next week, right after Thanksgiving, so I'm going to have to buy me a bigger belt. Join us right here, though, on YouTube and on WBRZ. That is if you can't make it in person. There's a shot right off the draw. Bailey Stevens right on it. Able to make the stop and hang on, and that will do it for the Zydeco penalties. So back to full strength. Yet another Wilson Warehouse penalty kill for the Zydeco. Draw going to be to the right of Bailey Stevens.
Section 224 and 225.
Got Haggerty, Wilson, and Savad out there with Ciolik and Kleber on the back end. This one's 1-2 Ciolik in the corner. Haggerty pushes it up the wall for Wilson. He can't get it out. Held in there by Scantlebury, who ended up getting hit hard. And there's a good stop there from Stevens. Second chance from Vaughn gets sent wide. And now Sabad will chip this one along. Ciolik on the backhand, trying to throw that one towards the net. I think he was actually trying to go for Sabad, rushing towards the goal, but ended up going on goal, and Sokolov is able to easily push that one aside. Now Sabad in the neutral zone has 4 Prowlers surrounding him there. Not too much of an area to go. Now Kleber hits the red and will dump it in. First man there on the far side. Oh, it would have been Wilson, but it got caught up in the skates of the referee. Goes right to the Prowlers, and Thelstrom now through center ice, over the line. Trying to move this one over to Vaughn. Finally gets to him in the corner, actually escapes him. And Kleber will send it up the wall. No one home there for the Zydeco, so picked up by the Prowlers. There's a wrist shot that goes high off the glass. And now Kuznetsov at center ice. We'll start back the other direction. Taken away by the Prowlers. Petcheritsin has Kuznetsov all over him. Had to make a quick move to get that out to center ice. Now bouncing puck finds Lockhart skating through the neutral zone. 3-on-2, drops it off for Graham, but it was just behind him here on the near side, so it gets cleared out to center by the Zydeco. Dumped back in by Port Huron. Kleber behind his own net has some trouble there as he was hit by James. The backdoor feed from Sim, or for Sim, I should say, just escaped him. Now back down low, Lias. Takes a good hit there from Kleber, separated the man from the puck, and the Zydeco will backhand this one down. It's going to have the legs for icing with 7:23 left to go in the third. They were trying to get a line change here. Unable to do so since the Zydeco were the ones to ice the puck. We are having our toy drive here for the next month. From yesterday until the 14th of December. So if you guys have any toys, go ahead and bring them to the River Center if you're coming out to the game to donate to a good cause. There's a feed at the side of the net. Try to jam that one home as Lias, but Bailey Stevens right at the post, able to grab that one and reel it in. Even more importantly, the Zydeco can get a line change, which is what they were hoping to do on that icing. Face off to Stevens left. Got the Chirac line out there. Chirac, Cox, and Alexanian. Cox jumped Chirac will have to come in. Draws 1-2, the Prowlers. Scantlebury goes into the corner for Matcham, who takes that one away for the Zydeco. And now Cox out to center ice. Jay Cox through the neutral zone. Pulls up as he gets halfway into the Prowlers territory. A long shot from Matcham, sails wide. Sent up the wall. Scantlebury is able to backhand that one out to center and sent right back in by Lindbergh. As now Chirac and Scantlebury are going after it. Scantlebury drops the gloves. Jake Cox comes in. Now dropping the gloves is Heinzel. And we got a problem in the corner. Alex Sonia trying to get into it. Cox is turtling. As Scantlebury is going after him, it's a 2-on-1 by the Zydeco bench. As Heinzel, Chirac, and Alex Sonia are all tied up with one another. Scantlebury and Chirac were cross-checking one another. Scantlebury dropped the gloves and wanted to start swinging at Scott Chirac, and Jay Cox was not going to have any of that. He knows that Chirac is not going to be a fighter. So Cox got right in the way. It was a 2-on-1, and as soon as Adam Heinzel saw that, he jumped into the fray. Alex Sonia jumped into the fray. Good thing that was only 3 guys who ended up kind of being a part of, or 5 guys that ended up being a part of that. That could have been an entire line brawl had it gotten too far out of hand. Now the job of the officials is to assess exactly who is going where and for how long. Larwood and Federley are waiting to hear exactly what we've got going on. Chirac is being escorted to the box. Since it was a 3-on-2, I wouldn't be surprised if we had Chirac, Cox, and Alexanian, all 3 in the box. And just the 2 from Port Huron, Scantlebury and Heinzel. However, all Cox really did was just try to separate Chirac and Scantlebury. And then he ended up kind of going into a turtle. I don't even think he threw a punch. So I also wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get any penalties. The other aspect of it is I'm looking at it from across the rink, and the referees are right there. So there's also some stuff that might have happened in that scrum that we can't really see from up here. That might be affecting exactly what these penalties might be.
In the penalty box for the Port Huron Prowlers. Number 17, Tucker Scantlebury, 5 minutes for fighting. In the penalty box for Port Huron, number 74, Adam Heinzel, 5 minutes for fighting. In the penalty box for the Baton Rouge Zydeco, number 71.
All right. So 5 minutes for fighting for Alexanian Chirac, and 5 minutes for fighting on the Port Huron side for Scantlebury and Heinzel. So we should stay 5-on-5 here. So Cox did not end up getting a penalty. that may very well be the first and last 5-minute major fighting in the career of Scott Chirac. That certainly is not his bag of tricks, that's for sure. He's known for years using his hands for dangling and his passing skills and his wicked wrister, but not necessarily for chucking knucks, that's for sure. All right, back to the play. Prot Huron in the offensive zone, trying to move that one out in front for Chartrand. Knocked off of his stick, wrapped around the wall, and all the way back to Prowlers territory. Lockhart with it will move it up for Federle. That pass for Graham escapes him. Thornton, the first one after it in his own end, wraps it around the glass. Kept in at the point. Graham looking over for Vaughn. It escapes him, and now Wilson back the other way. He's got Haggerty with him. Wilson up the wing, shooting one. Short side save made by Sokolov. Now Wilson as Sabat gets dumped right in the slot. There's going to be a penalty on the Prowlers. Sokolov makes a stop on Thornton. So the Zydeco going to the power play again. The Badgers heating an air power play with 5:39 left to go here in the second. An interference call here coming to Lockhart. Those penalty boxes are getting awful tight down there. Got 3 guys in for the Prowlers and 2 for the Zydeco. Get him a bag of chips and some dip. It's a party. Lindbergh walking the line. Starting out the power play. Moves it along for Cox. Going to have to jumble up the lines a little bit as the power play units, half of it is in the box right now for the Zydeco. Gordon for Lindbergh. Back to Gordon up top. Holding. Dropping it off for Kuznetsov. Back for Lindbergh. Walking and shooting one. That one never made it all the way through. And the Prowlers will turn and send it all the way down. Gordon will move this one over for Cox. It hops over his stick. They battle for it in the corner. Taken out by the Prowlers. Clearing attempt goes off of Lindbergh, who keeps it alive. He'll wrap it around the wall. Gordon has to pinch down to keep this one in. Now getting hit hard in the corner there was Larwood. He ends up going down pretty hard after that hit from Thelstrom. He's back up, though. Now Kuznetsov and Lindbergh play catch. Kuznetsov. Cross ice for Gordon. Gordon looking in front. The redirect from Cox went off of a leg and just went wide of that near post. Now Larwood again. Cross ice for Gordon. Picks it up off the wall. Knocked off of his stick, but kept in by Lindbergh. Lindbergh back down to Gordon. Has Cox in the middle. Gordon, a bad angle shot, goes right through the crease and out to the point. Kuznetsov keeps it alive. Cox gets around the check of Parsons, who was tied up with Larwood in front. Now there's a shot from the point that gets sent just wide. Gordon now has Lindbergh. Back to Gordon. And now we're going to get 2 penalties here, as I believe Larwood is going to go to the box with the Prot Huron guys. They were just kind of going after each other. It was a good battle in front of the net for a little while there, and I think at a certain point the stick got knocked out of the hands of one of the Prowlers players by Larwood. So it's going to be Thelstrom and Larwood going to the box. So by my count, we've got 3 Zydeco in the box. And we've got 4 Prowlers in the box. Things are getting chippy, that's for sure. We're going to head to another commercial break. Zydeco lead 1-0.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. 1-0 Zydeco with 3:49 to go in the period. 10 seconds left to go on the power play for the Zydeco. See the 2 minutes on either side. Both Thellstrom and Larwood going off for roughing at the 16:11 mark. Looks like for now the Zydeco will start their four of Wilson, Zabad, Nemiki, and Thornton. Now Kuznetsov going to the box. Wondering what this is about. So Thellstrom 2 minutes for rough.
Number 96, Tyler.
Larwood in the box.
Additional 2 minutes for slashing.
Wow, 2 minutes for roughing and then an extra 2 for slashing. So
We will have a 2-minute penalty on the side for slashing.
he's going to be sitting down for 4. I'm wondering if they're going back to that slash that knocked the stick out of the hands of Thellstrom, but that happened at least 15 seconds before the penalty was actually called. I saw it happen, and there were no arms that went up. So if we're going to call the slashing from 15 seconds ago, that's got to go by the wayside.
Let's play some hockey in here.
Interesting turn of events there. So we're going to be 4-on-4 here for a little bit. Hottest club in town is the Sin Bin. I agree, Tasha. Tasha in our YouTube group chat. Draw will come all the way back to the Zydeco zone. Face off to the left of Bailey Stevens. Off the draw, picked up by the Prowlers Johnson. He'll walk the line, and as these 10 seconds do come off, it is now a Wilson Warehouse penalty kill for the Zydeco. As Johnson has it here on the near side, his wrist shot blocked by Sabad. That one stung him. Johnson grabs it again. Up top, Federle. Ian Lockhart play catch again. Federle up at the point for Johnson. Pass at his feet. Federle gets it once more. He's the quarterback on this whole thing right up top. Johnson now coming low for Sim. He's got Graham in front. Gets it to him there. That one goes off the side of the net. Cleared out of there. Brody Thornton on the clear. Prowlers start their breakout. It's Federle. Now Lockhart will drop it off for Graham. Graham looking up ahead for Sim. It was well too far ahead of him and goes right on goal. Bailey Stevens will grab that and hang on. Quick shout out here for me while we got a quick second to my mama back home. I know today was kind of a tough day. Love you, thinking about you. Clearing attempt there for the Zydeco did not go. Held in by the Prowlers. Parsons has it. Vaughn down low for Chartrand. Back for Vaughn here at the near circle up top again for Parsons. Now Vaughn again, his shot. He broke his stick on it, so didn't get any mustard on it at all. Taken away now by Lindbergh. He will move this one up the wall and out to center ice. Now Chris Ciolik is being utilized as a forward here. I mean, right now the Zydeco have a full line of forwards in the box, and Ciolik, he can play both forward and defense. As this one comes back out to the point, here's Lindbergh walking in, shooting one. That one a sliding block made there by Luke James. Now Lindbergh has it again at the point. He shoots another one. Didn't make it all the way through. And now Kuznetsov out of the box. So Zydeco once again back to full strength. Austin Federley through the neutral zone. A backhander. Flipped high through the air and all the way down into Zydeco territory. A battle for it in the corner. Chartrand trying to pin that one up along the wall. Zabad takes it away. Lost an edge and still is able to poke this one out to center ice. There's Shane Haggerty. Nice drag move around Houlihan. Gets into the zone. Was stick checked there from behind by James. And now Zabad laying the body. Out to the point for Namiki. That one was read, though, by the Prowlers and cleared out to center ice. Here's Brody Thornton now for Kevin Sabad. He'll flip this one into Prowler territory. Now Sabad and Luke James. Sabad drops his stick. Going after him is Chartrand. Chartrand wanting to drop the gloves. He and Sabad go at it. Chartrand gets a left hand in on Sabad. 1-2. Sabad with the right handers. His left hand gets it free. Now Chartrand with an uppercut. Sabad's helmet is off. Trying to get some uppercuts there is Chartrand. Sabad trying to get his arms free, and finally the linesmen step in and separate the two. So not the fight Sabad was hoping to pick there, but Chartrand said, I don't think so. If you're going to fight somebody, go ahead and fight me. And then he and Sabad went at it. So another fighting major. I believe that's the first fight for Kevin Sabad, if I'm not mistaken. And just like that, they get one guy out of the box, another one goes right back in. Now it looks like Alexandrian and Chirac do get to exit. Their time is done. So they'll head back to the bench. Heinzel and Scantlebury and Telstra. It looks like people getting off of a public bus coming out of the penalty box. That's hilarious. Looks like Larwood might be out as well. So penalty boxes should be just about emptied. If not for whoever's going to be serving for Sabad and for Chartrand. Now, actually, with it being a 5-minute major and there only being 47 seconds left on the clock, nobody needs to be serving those just yet. They won't be able to come out for another 5 minutes anyway.
is number 21, Dave Schiffer, 5 minutes for fighting.
Now Shaheen,
Penalty box for the Baton Rouge Zydeco, number 4.
he's jabbing with Alex Johnson. Let's see if anything comes of this. And moving up now is Tyler Parsons talking with Aaron Shaheen. I wouldn't be surprised if that was if the fireworks aren't over just yet. It's like a 4th of July show. You think the fireworks are done, but there's still another 5 minutes left to go. Now Namiki with it. Off the face-off, will move it up ahead. Parsons and Shaheen go flying into the corner. Johnson will hold it behind the net. And we'll start skating out to center ice. Johnson will move it along for Federle. He's got Graham going to the net. The floating shot, he was looking to get Graham. That one goes right into the stomach of Bailey Stevens, and we've got an arm up in the air. Another penalty coming up here. I believe this one might actually be going to the Zydeco. Aaron Shaheen is making his way to the bench. I didn't catch the call. It's going to be a tripping call on Shaheen. And the score sheet is filling up rather rapidly, but not on the goal side of things. So back to the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill for the Zydeco. Out to the point. Federle has it here. Cross pass for Johnson. His wrist shot was blocked. Goes over to the near side. Bailey Stevens with the glove. Lockhart let that one fly. Deflected off of a leg. The Johnson shot went right to Brett Lockhart on the far side. He let it go. And Bailey Stevens with the glove hand read it beautifully. Now here's Johnson again with it on the near side. Bad angle shot shrugged out of there by Stevens at the last second. One more save was required, and that will somewhat mercifully end this second period. We're 40 minutes in the books. The Zydeco lead 1-0 thanks to a last-minute goal in the first period from Narek Alexanian. We'll be back with our intermission report in about 11 minutes. 1-0 Zydeco. You're listening to the Zydeco Network on YouTube and WBRZ.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better. We challenge the status quo.
Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us? We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh? Buddy, watch this. Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott. Come on in, Scott. Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care. Church funeral services.
The 2024-25 Broadway at the River Center Theater season is simply the best, featuring 4 big, bold Broadway hits coming to Baton Rouge. The season opens with Shrek the Musical, the Tina Turner Musical, Chicago the Musical, and Pretty Woman the Musical. Get the 4-show package for as little as $235. That's less than $59 per show. Learn more at raisingcanesrivercenter.com/Broadway.
The Men's Network started when I went to a computer club meeting in the 7th grade that Brett organized. At that point, I had never met anyone that was as good at computers as Brett was. And by the 8th grade, we figured out that this was something that we could do professionally.
We moved to Baton Rouge to go to LSU, and that's really where our business got planted.
Give Immense a call. Let us show you how IT should be done.
Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernnairbr.com.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktails. Wall-to-wall, state-of-the-art TVs mean you'll see every touchdown, Hail Mary, and big turnover in crystal clear HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino in Baton Rouge, where every moment is a win.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Run for Chirac, but he can't bury. Chirac grabs it back, curls away from his check, in behind the net, picks it up on his stick, and he gets the Michigan! Scott Chirac, a highlight reel goal!
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. where the Zydeco lead 1-0 through 40 minutes of play. I'm not sure if you can hear the Cupid Shuffle, I thought it was the Cupid Shuffle. No, it's not. But the Cupid Shuffle played yesterday. If you're looking for a good laugh, be part of the Zydeco fan page on Facebook. Our Booster Club president, Ashley, caught me from across the rink doing the Cupid Shuffle, and I was getting groovy. So if you're looking for a laugh, go ahead and take a look at that. But we are through 40 minutes here at the Raising Cane's River Center. Not much going on in that second period from a hockey standpoint, to be quite frank with you. But the score sheet got filled up with a whole lot of penalty minutes. Zydeco racked up 20 of them in that second period. Port Huron had 33 in that second period as well. So a lot going on. The Zydeco are going to have a penalty kill to start out, a Wilson Warehouse penalty kill to start out the third period. So the PK's been perfect so far tonight, been tested a little bit too much for my liking, but they will have an opportunity to kill off another one here as the third period begins. Going to get to our look around the league. I've got a special guest up top here. Braylon from Prairieville High School has been shadowing me for the game today. She's looking to get into broadcasting and all that good stuff. So I'm going to hand her the headset, and she's going to take you around the league real quick. Here you go, Braylon.
And the Watertown Wolves are beating the Motor City Rockers 6-3 on the third. Monroe Moccasins 2-3 with 156 in the third too. And the Blue Ridge Bobcats are 3-2 in the third to the Dance Dashers.
Beautiful job, Miss Braylon from Prairieville High School. Keep an eye out for it down the road, folks. Taking a look at the schedule ahead for tomorrow. Binghamton will be taking on Danbury in Danbury. That's going to start at 6 o'clock Central Time. Carolina and the River Dragons will meet each other once again at 6:05. Watertown and Motor City at 6:05. And then Port Huron will move from Baton Rouge up to Monroe and take on the Moccasins. So I'm sure that they're going to want to try to play it safe here in this third period as far as penalties go. They don't need any suspensions or anything like that heading up north to Monroe, losing any more players. And then to wrap up the night, Blue Ridge and the Dashers will take on each other at 7 o'clock. 7:05 will be that puck drop. So we will get you back here for the third period of play in about 4 minutes' time. It is 1-0 Zydeco through 40 minutes of play.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on, and then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Dawn Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Dawn Seafood hits the table. From our team at Dawn Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us? We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh? Buddy, watch this. Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott, come on in, Scott. Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott, we're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott, good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Back in Baton Rouge as we get ready to start the third period between the Zydeco and the Prot Huron Prowlers. Andy Petzinger up top, the Raising Cane's River Center above section 213 in our press box here. Zydeco have some time to kill off on their penalty kill, a minute 40 seconds on their Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. Like I said, it's been a little bit too tested tonight. One of my keys to the game was keeping your head, because you know that Prot Huron is going to shoot themselves in the foot. They took a lot of undisciplined penalties yesterday, and it's kind of the opposite of what the Zydeco have done so far. Hopefully that trend finishes here in the third period once we kill off this penalty, as it's in the Zydeco zone. That opening faceoff brought to you by Sullivan Steakhouse. Pass coming through the slot, goes out to center ice, and Federley has to chase it down back into his own end. Now Johnson going cross ice for Parsons, or excuse me, that's Lockhart. Now Graham in behind looking out in front. They score. One-time shot from Alex Johnson. And on the power play, give them enough chances. They're going to cash in on one of them. And the Prot Huron Prowlers have tied it under a minute into the third. Alex Johnson with his 6th of the season. And similar to what we saw in Mississippi last week, the shutout for Bailey Stevens is eliminated in the third period.
Alex Johnson, assist goes to number 51, Matt Graham, and number 18, Brett Lockhart.
Graham and Lockhart on the assists
51 and 18.
for Prot Huron, and we are back to a brand new ball game as this one gets dumped in on Stevens. He kicks it aside. Jonas Lias takes a hit in the corner. Pinned up along the wall. And now escapes out to center ice. Race to the puck here. It's Kuznetsov up against Heinzel. Heinzel wins that one. We'll move it along for James, who cuts through the neutral zone. Luke James has it taken away by Thornton. He gets a little help from Matcham to send it out to center ice and all the way down to Prot Huron territory. It does slide the length. And we'll get an icing call with 18:11 left to go here in the third. Tie ball game 1-1. Face-off going to be to the right of Bailey Stevens. There's a wrist shot right off the draw from Jake Vaughn that goes off of a leg to the corner. Below the goal line. Gordon on the backhand will wrap it up the wall. Johnson keeps it in. Overskated, though, by Sims. And Shaheen able to get it out to center ice and into Prot Huron territory. Now Thelstrom takes a hit from Shaheen, gives up the puck. Oh, and just overskated there by Haggerty in the slot. Nice job by Shaheen to make a hit on Thelstrom, and Thelstrom just coughed it right up in the slot, and Haggerty just couldn't get the puck to settle down. Thornton, nice dangle move around one check. Gets in over the line. Long wrist shot, sails wide, wraps around the wall, and comes out to center ice where Haggerty will settle things down. Now Nemiki looking up ahead for Wilson. Sails past him and on goal, Sokolov. Able to knock that one aside. Now Matt Graham, cross-ice pass was read and intercepted there by Sherrock. He was hit, however, as he started moving forward into the Prowler zone. And now Graham back the other way around Thornton. Graham looking in front, and Stevens had to make a stop. Puck lays free there in the slot for a brief moment, and Stevens able to get the glove on top of that to make the save. 16:56 left to go in the third. 1-1 is your score. Face-off going to be to the left of Bailey Stevens. Mixing and matching of the lines right now. We've got Haggerty with Cox and Larwood. Most likely due to Savad being in the box still as we get a whistle. There was a stick discarded up along the boards. Referees did not see that, so they had to call the play dead. And we'll have a center ice face-off here. Eric Lindbergh with it, trying to go up to Larwood. That one got caught up in some legs, but Lindbergh gets it right back. Haggerty trying to protect the puck, get some help from Larwood to smack it down deep. Cox chasing after Parsons. Now taken by Heinzel. He'll move it out to center ice. Luke James, a backhander into the Zydeco zone. First man there is Matcham. And now we're going to have a penalty to the Zydeco. Is sliding into the boards there was Luke James. And Larwood is going to sit down for the second time, technically third, because he got 2 penalties in 1 in the second period. So back to the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. Zydeco are 2 for 3 on the penalty kill today. Federley has it. They'll play catch on the far side there with Johnson, who's got the goal today. His hard wrist shot goes up off the glass and wraps around. Now Graham with it for Lockhart here on the near side. They play catch. Graham looking out in the middle. There's a wrist shot. That one was blocked by Namiki. Looked like it just happened to hit Namiki. His clearing attempt is held in. Federley going down low for Sims. Johnson. Lockhart back to Johnson. Cross ice for Federley. He's hanging on to it down low. It's Graham. Backdoor feed. They score. Backdoor feed found Tristan Sim. A one-timer. Gets in behind Bailey Stevens. And just like that, 2 power play goals for Port Huron has put them up top.
Tristan Sim. Let's discuss the number 51. Matt Brown. That's Port Huron 15-51.
Tristan Sim with his 4th goal of the year. Matt Graham with another assist there. That's his 2nd of the night. And now the Zydeco have some work to do as we are now back to even strength as Sabat is out of the box after serving his 5-minute major for fighting. Ryan Parsons in his own end. Cross ice, Joel Frazee will chip it into the Zydeco zone. Frazee and Matcham. Go hurtling into the corner, taken by Lindbergh. Had a man all over him, so Cox carries on in his stead. Kuznetsov has to curl back and look over his options. He's got Lindbergh here on the near side. Lindbergh chips it cross ice, hoping for Sherrock. He battles for it in the corner. Taken out by Kuznetsov. A bad angle shot goes off of a leg and wraps around to the point. Thornton trying to keep that one alive, could not. And it gets sent out to center ice, where Jake Vaughn will take it and send it back into the Zydeco zone and grab a line change. Kevin Sabad escapes one check and is able to push it out to the neutral zone. It's about as far as he's able to get. Petcheritson will wrap it around once more. Out to the point along wrist shot. Gets blocked to the corner. Thornton will take this one and flip it out to center ice. Wilson after it there. Knocked away from him before he can move forward with it. And back into the Zydeco zone. Thornton protecting the puck. Will throw it up the wall. Needed some help from Wilson. We will cut back into his own end, and we get a whistle stopping play. I believe we get an offside call here as the Prowlers touch that offside. So we will go to a commercial break. Port Huron leads it 2-1 with 2 power play goals here in the third. Zydeco have some work to do.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care and passion. Church Funeral Services.
Zydeco fans, Tanger Outlet Mall is a proud sponsor of your Baton Rouge Zydeco. With hundreds of brands and unbeatable value, Tanger Outlet Mall has you covered on all fronts. Visit Tanger Outlet right off of I-10 and Highway 30 in Gonzales. Andy Petzinger here in the third period between the Zydeco and the Prowlers. Zydeco have given up 2 goals here in the first 5 minutes of the third period, 2 power play goals. And they now trail 2-1 as Bailey Stevens grabs this one and will get a whistle. So just kind of going back to what Everett Thompson said pregame. The special teams was pretty spectacular last night. Power play was 2 for 3. Penalty kill was 3 for 3. And, at this stage of the game, the penalty kill is now 2 for 4, and we are 0 for 2 on the power play so far. So kind of having an opposite effect in the game to this point. So need to get a jump from somewhere. Boys need to get moving here. Tristan Sim in the Zydeco zone. Takes a hit, gets wrapped around, picked up in the corner there by Scantlebury. He lost it to Lindbergh, who takes it away and moves it along for Matcham. He flips this one through center ice. Bouncing puck gets kicked over to Thelstrom on the far side. Now Jake Vaughn will drop it off. Matt Graham, the head coach of this team, 51 in white. He's got the puck now. Rolls right off the end of his stick. Brody Thornton takes it and will start moving through the neutral zone. Nice inside out. Got Chartron to start swimming in some open water there. Moved it over for Cox, but it was a bit too far ahead for him, so taken right back by Port Huron. And they get into the Zydeco zone. Namiki takes the puck away and comes right back out to center ice. Namiki going far side here for Cox. Cox looking across for Chirac entering the zone, but puck was at his feet. Zydeco had to tag up to stay onside. Now the Prowlers out to center. Thornton takes this one away, moves it up ahead. Cox has it knocked off of his stick. Chirac unable to win that battle. And it gets sent back by the Prowlers into the Zydeco zone, and it will go the length for icing. So fresh legs for the Zydeco, tired legs for the Prowlers. Let's see if they can make something out of it. They throw out their top line of Haggerty, Sabat, and Wilson. Matcham and Lindbergh stay out there on D for the Zydeco. Draw's going to be off to the right of Sokolov. Off the faceoff, taken by the Prowlers, wrapped around the wall. Chartrand there. Haggerty was all over him. Then a good hit there by Kevin Sabat. This one gets sent all the way down once more, so we'll get another icing call here on the Prowlers. Going back to that right side. Shane Haggerty going up against Luke James here on the faceoff. Haggerty wins this one, comes back to the point. Lindbergh wrapped around in behind. Haggerty in the corner. Has that puck escape him, and it goes to Parsons, who will send this one into the Zydeco zone on net to Stevens, who will take that and reel it in. 11:19 left to go here in the third. Prowlers lead 2-1. Shots are 19-17 in favor of the Zydeco. After the first period, they led 11-3. They were outshot by the Prowlers in that second 10-7 and are now trailing in this period 5-1, or 4-1, excuse me. Brody Thornton now behind his own net, looking to set up the breakout. He finds Larwood here on the near side. He's got Gordon streaking up the middle. Will chip it in deep. Gordon has some speed, will go up against Pecheritsin. Wrapped around the wall, Kuznetsov's there to take over. Nemiki kicks to the stick. He'll throw it to Thornton. His shot deflected off of a leg to the corner. That one hit Gordon. He really couldn't control it, and it gets sent back out to center ice. Now, after spilling, Kuznetsov trying to catch up to Scantlebury, who has it in behind. Pecheritsin sends it down deep. Picked off there by Brody Thornton. He's trying to shovel that one out to the neutral zone, and finally, Prowlers will have to reset and dump it back in. Brody Thornton holding on. Moves it to his partner, Rio Nemiki. Kuznetsov will wheel in behind the net, move up with some speed through the neutral zone. Backhand pass, finds Haggerty on the near side. Haggerty spins, trying to hold off and wait for his teammates to come off a line change. Could not hold long enough, and it gets sent back out by the Prowlers. That pass gets redirected into the Zydeco zone. Gary Lindbergh around one check. Cut in over the red line. Cross ice pass was intended for Sabad. Now Matcham keeps it alive. Sabad has it now in the circles, bouncing to the stick of Haggerty. He spins away from a check and cycles it down low. Sabad there. Gets crunched in the corner. They battle for it there. Now we're going to get a penalty. This one might be going to Port Huron on the hit there to Sabad. We will let you know exactly what the penalties are once we get back from commercial break. Zydeco trail 2-1.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Fans, would you like to have one of the Zydeco come out to visit your school or event? Contact Grace at brzydeco.com to schedule a meet and greet with your favorite Zydeco players. The Zydeco are heading to the Badgers Heating and Air power play. Sitting down is going to be Adam Heinzel. He'll be sitting for elbowing. So time for the Badgers Heating and Air power play to convert here and tie this ball game up. We mentioned it before the game. Good teams find opportunities like this and they capitalize on it. They don't let it go by the wayside. Now Sherrock starting through center ice. A backhand pass for Wilson. On the near side, he goes crashing into the boards with Johnson. Pinned up along the wall, got outnumbered. They do. Goes to Sabad. He'll wrap it around for Sherrock. Back down for Haggerty. Riley bounces free and over the stick of Wilson out to center right. So Sabad has to chase back. Lost it to Chartrand. Chartrand in on the backhand. Big save by Stevens. Shut it down on the 5-hole. Now Scott Sherrock at the neutral zone. Around a check. He's got some space to enter the zone. He walks into the slot. Shooting one. That one went wide. Now Larwood with it in the corner. Sends it down for Wilson. Wilson holding on to it. Bad angle shot. Oh, it went right off the post. Try to scoop that one in right along the goal line and hit the crossbar. Out to the point, Brody Thornton. Down low for Wilson. He wasn't expecting it. Goes for Larwood now in behind. He comes out to the near boards. Thornton, his long shot didn't make it through. Alexanian swinging at it out in front. Taken away from him and sent all the way down with half a minute left to go on the Zydeco power play. Garrick Lindbergh moving it along for Alexanian through the neutral zone. Alexanian has Gordon going to the net. We'll wrap it around. Kuznetsov on the near side. Try to throw that one towards the goal. Bounces around to Alexanian. He'll cycle it for Larwood. He lost it. Goes to Chartrand right in the slot, who clears it the length of the ice, and that will do it for the Zydeco power play. Garrick Lindbergh moving it along for Kuznetsov. Gets around one check and enters the zone. Kuznetsov, the wrist shot, goes wide on the blocker side and will wrap around out to center. Gordon controls. Tried to go over to Kuznetsov, was well out of his reach and knocked away by Scantlebury and back into the Zydeco zone. Now Lindbergh with it. Looking over for Kuznetsov. Pass caught him in his skates, so Cox will have to slap that one in and chase after it. Adam Heinzel takes a hit from Wilson. Still makes a play and sent it down into the Zydeco zone. Nemeki after it. Spins away from a check. Wilson will clear this one out to center. Intended pass there was for Jake Cox, but it was a little too far ahead of him. So the Prowlers will just send it back into the Zydeco zone. Played off by Stevens. Now Thornton leaves it off for Wilson. Haggerty trying to get past his man to get the puck in deep. Shaheen after it there and behind. Spits out to the far side. Houlihan sends it out to center ice and all the way back into the Zydeco zone. This one should go for icing. And yes, it does. Whistle does sound. It sounded a little late, but the whistle does sound. We are going to get an icing on the Prowlers with 5:49 to play in the third period. That was a good race for the puck there on that icing. I wasn't entirely sure who was going to win it. Rio Nemeki did end up getting the edge there in the end. So it comes all the way back to the Prowler zone. The Chirac, Alexanian, and Kuznetsov unit is out there for the Zydeco, looking to generate something off the draw. Went right behind Chirac. He didn't realize it. And the Prowlers get it out to center ice. Now Matcham has that go off of his leg and straight up in the air. He had no idea where it had gone. Now Lindbergh tried to go across ice for Chirac, but he hit Alexanian instead, so it stays in the Zydeco zone. Houlihan will drop this one off at the point. There's a wrist shot. Good save made there by Stevens, as there was a quick redirect by Joel Frazee crossing the top of the crease. Stevens had to be big and made a good stop and reeled in the rebound. 5:20 left to go here in the third period. Prowlers lead at 2-1. He got 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of this third period on 2 power play goals. There's a long pass looking for Shabad. Catches him here at the blue line. He'll go across ice for Larwood. This one is going to be offside as Gordon entered the zone prematurely. So we'll get a whistle stopping play and a face-off in the neutral zone with 5:07 remaining. Time ticking down here for the Zydeco. Gets sent back into Baton Rouge territory. Matcham after it there, protects the puck and gets pinned up along the wall. He's able to kick it free. Chartrand wraps it around. Once again, takes a strange hop off the boards there in the corner and comes right out to the slot. Thankfully for the Zydeco, they had 4 guys in blue sweaters there. Now Gordon wraps it around. Lindbergh will punch this one out to center ice. Larwood Has it knocked off of his stick. Heinzel moves it along for Vaughn. He's only able to get it into the Zydeco zone. No Prowlers around, so Thornton will chip it back out to center ice. Taken right back, though, by the Prowlers in over the line. It's Frazee walking in, shooting one, goes wide, rides the glass and goes up into the netting and out of play with 4:12 to go in the third. Zydeco down by 1. They need it. Need a goal here coming up.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Prowlers with 4:12 left to play here in the third period. Face off in the Zydeco zone to the right of Bailey Stevens. Off the draw. Thornton has it along the wall. He battles there with Vaughn, it looks like. Haggerty chiming in to try to help out. Finally pokes free for Thornton. He'll go to the far side. Wilson, who sends it out to center ice, trying to catch Kuznetsov streaking on this near side. Ended up getting picked off there by Johnson. And now Thornton for the Zydeco will set up behind the net and get a breakout rolling. Long pass was intended for Wilson. Skips past him. Does not go the length, and Wilson grabs it. He'll send it in behind. Haggerty had that one skip past him. High off the glass, held in by the Zydeco. Kuznetsov will send it down low. After it there is Thelstrom. He'll hold it in behind the Prot Huron net. Now thrown all the way back into the Zydeco zone. Chartrand after it there. On the far side, gets pinned up along the wall. Lindbergh picks it up and will move it along for Tyler Larwood. Skating through center ice. Larwood enters the zone with some speed. Holding on to it, wrapping it around. Out in front, nobody home there for Baton Rouge. Sabat trying to keep this one in. Was stuck up in his skates, and he carried it out to center ice accidentally. And the Prowlers will send it back into Baton Rouge territory with 2.5 left to go here in the third. Now Kevin Sabat had it knocked off his stick as he entered the Prowler zone. Taken back by Lindbergh. Thornton tried to deke around to check, but ended up losing. The puck picked up by Scantlebury back the other way. He's got Vaughn with him. Scantlebury's shot bounces in on net, and Stevens able to pick that one up and hang on with 2:14 left to play here in the third period. 2-1 in favor of the Prowlers. And we're going to get a timeout here from Everett Thompson. So getting his troops together and trying to get the best unit out that he possibly can. Now with 2:14 left, he's got some time to have a couple of different groupings. If one ends up getting some offensive zone time, he gets a little tired. He's got a second unit that he could probably put together and throw out there. The question is, when do you pull Bailey Stevens at this point? It's only a 1-goal deficit, but at the same time, the Zydeco are really having trouble in this third period getting any offensive zone time. Some sustained pressure in the offensive zone, at least. They are now being outshot by the Prowlers, 21-20. But the key is, as soon as you get out of your own zone and get possession of the puck in the offensive zone, that's when you want to have Stevens hustle to the bench and get that extra attacker out there. I would try to have two guys sitting right at the front of the net there once we do get that extra attacker. As much net front presence as possible to create a screen in front of the goaltender Sokolov and try to get as many bodies there who can clean up the garbage and poke home some rebounds. Draw to the left of Bailey Stevens. Off the faceoff, picked up by the Prowlers, out to the point. They'll go D to D. Johnson has it here. He'll wrap it down low. Haggerty takes it away for Wilson. He's able to backhand this one out to center ice and then sent back by the Prowlers again. Now Brody Thornton behind his own net.
It looks so serious.
Thornton looking up ahead for Sabat. He's got it in over the line. Sabat with the lane to the net. Shooting one on. A good stop there by Sokolov. That bank pass found Sabat streaking right from the blue line in. And Sokolov had to make a good save and make sure that didn't squeak through and into the back of the net. Bailey Stevens now on the bench with an offensive zone faceoff here. So 1:36 to go in the third. Draw to the left of Sokolov. We've got the entire Haggerty, Wilson, and Sabat line out there with Tyler Larwood. And Miki and Thornton are going to be on the back end. Now, why is this faceoff coming outside? Is it because the goaltender got snowed? All that was a guy driving hard to the net. Well, now, do you keep the sixth attacker out there, or do you throw Bailey Stevens back in net? Looks like they're staying with the six guys. They're going to have Wilson well on the far side there. Wilson is able to enter the zone onside, taken away by Federley, sent all the way down, and just wide of the Zydeco net. This is going to be an icing on the Prowlers. 1:25 left to go in the third period. 2-1 Prowlers. Face off to the right of Makar Sokolov off the draw, picked up by the Prowlers. Sent out through the neutral zone all the way down, just to the left of the wide open cage. And once again, another icing to Prot Huron. It is essential that we win this face-off here. If anything, if you are having a tough time winning it, you got to at least tie up. They can't be winning it easy. There's a draw. This one's one to the Zydeco. Wilson shot. They score! Elijah Wilson from the top of the circle. Let one rip, went right underneath the blocker of Makar Sokolov, and the Zydeco, with 1:15 left to go in the third period, have tied it at 2. Elijah Wilson comes in the clutch again. Team leading 8th goal, 16th point of the season, and the Zydeco have tied this up at 2 apiece. Sent back into the Zydeco zone. Lindbergh after it. Sent back out to center ice. Now the Lindbergh will have it, and he will chip it back into the Prowler zone. Lockhart after it there. They'll backhand this one over for Fedele, who sends it out through the neutral zone and back into Zydeco territory. Graham after it. Over, skated the puck, now taken away by Chartrand. Oh, his pass or his shot thrown towards the net was knocked out of midair there by Graham. That could have caused some problems, but he accidentally had knocked that into the corner. And now Tyler Larwood for the Zydeco will come out to center ice with 20 seconds left. Larwood around a check, pulls up, around a second check, then lost his edge. Johnson takes it away, will clear it out to center ice. Elijah Wilson touches this one offside, so we will get another whistle with 6.7 left to go here in the third. Boy, oh boy, the never say die Zydeco do it again. This one's 1-2 Namiki. Final 3 seconds tick off the clock, and we are heading to extra time. So neither team will get 3 points in this game. 2 points now on the table. We will head to a quick commercial break and come back for overtime. 2-2 is your score.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care and passion. Church Funeral Services.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. Overtime just about to get underway here at the Raising Cane's River Center in overtime this year. The Zydeco are 1-0. They've had 2 games go to a shootout. The one overtime win was against Danville a couple of weeks back. That was a Kevin Sabad overtime winner. The Zydeco gave up 2 early goals in that third period. The first one to Alex Johnson. Just 44 seconds into the period. The second to Tristan Sim, both on the power play. And Elijah Wilson for the Zydeco tied it up at the 18:45 mark of the third period as we are underway in overtime. That puck drop is brought to you by Sullivan Steakhouses coming through the neutral zone. It's Johnson on the backhand looking out in front. Gave it right to Scott Chirac, who turns it back the other way. Scott Wilson skating up ahead. Elected to drop it back for Thornton. He will come in over the line. He shoots one that goes wide. Now Larwood in his own end will drop it over to Thornton on the near side. Right back for Larwood. Protecting the puck 1-on-3, threw it towards the net, sent it wide. Scantlebury in behind his own net will set some things up and allow Alex Johnson to get a line change. Johnson had been out there the entire shift. Now Scantlebury in behind his own net. Will come out and curl back. He didn't like the options that he saw. Larwood on him there. Larwood now going off for a line change. Scantlebury noticing that, trying to move up ahead with some speed. He's in over the line, walks in and fires one. That one went off of Lindberg's leg. Goes back to Scantlebury in behind. He's got Lindberg on him there. Trying to spin away from the check is Scantlebury. He's up top now. Tossing it towards the goal, goes off Lindberg and out to center ice, but Port Huron still does control. As now in behind, nice job by Kevin Sabat with the long reach, takes it away, and then Sokolov knocks it away from his stick, I should say. Good awareness there from Sokolov to make sure that that was not going to make its way towards the front of the net. Now wheeling is Austin Federley. He and Nemiki going step for step on the far side. Federley now has to come back. He doesn't like the options that he sees. Fans not liking that Port Huron is kind of taking its time. Now Graham with it through center ice. Matt Graham will drop this one off for Johnson. His shot was blocked by Sabad. Comes back out to Federley, who drops back and will set things back up again for the Prowlers. Johnson tried to go cross ice with that, went off Sabad's leg and back into Zydeco hands. They'll get a couple guys off on a line change, and Gordon starts through center. Matt Gordon will pull up. He's got Wilson with him. Gordon, Thornton on the far side. Gordon will pull it back and now start moving back in over the line. He's got Wilson here. Wilson holding on to it at the circle. Elijah Wilson will cut out to center ice, realizing he's got a guy coming in off a line change. That's Chirac. Chirac on the backhand, holding on to it. Will curl at the far side. Now walks to the middle. Chirac, realizing three guys were all right next to each other, ended up coming back out to center ice. Now with some speed back in over the Prowler line, shooting one. Sokolov down on one knee, able to make that save. Picked up by Johnson of the Prowlers, and they'll take control once more. Chartrand. The minute and a half left to go here in overtime. They'll get a wholesale line change as Parsons comes back. They'll move it for Scantlebury. Here on the near side, 2-on-2 with Lindberg and Larwood back. Lindberg takes this one away, spinning away from a couple checks. He'll start moving up through center ice. Lindberg drops it off for Narek Alexanian. Alexanian holding on to it, cutting to the far side. Alexanian for Lindberg, shooting one, saved by rebound, oh, it was loose in behind Sokolov, and Alexanian couldn't get a handle on it. Now Alexanian has it again, dropping for Lindberg. He'll hold. Lindberg walking, whiffed on the shot, goes to Larwood. Larwood has it, keeps it in the zone, will start driving toward the net. Larwood trying to get it towards the goal, rolled off the end of his stick. He runs into the net, and we'll get a whistle stopping play with 32.9 to go in overtime. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first stoppage we've had in the entire overtime. Almost 4.5 minutes of these guys going back and forth. Everett Thompson wants to finish out with Jake Cox, Kevin Sabat, and Rio Nemiki. Off the draw. Cox went right off of the shoulder of Sabat. Now goes to Cox. He's in from the hash marks. Shoots. Big save by Sokolov. Got an arm on it. Now Federley takes it away. We'll wrap it around for Matt Graham. 15 seconds left. Graham will move it back for Federley, who is content with killing out the rest of the clock here and sending this to a shootout as this gets sent all the way back into the Zydeco zone. Stevens will clear it back out, and overtime is not enough for these two teams to finish the game. We'll go to a shootout. So now 1 point left on the table. Everett Thompson gets the option to shoot first or allow Port Huron to shoot. Zydeco are 1-1 in a shootout this season. Their only win coming against Mississippi. Dmitry Kuznetsov, the only goal scorer there. Good point here by Joel. Just a recap on the shootout rules. The first 3 players cannot be the same. They've got to be different after those 3. If it continues, if the shootout continues, then you can reuse the same player over and over and over again if you so choose. The Prowlers will shoot first. Dan Chartron picks up the puck at center ice, enters the Zydeco zone. On his forehand, shooting one, and Bailey Stevens gets a blocker on it. Sends it up over the net. First shooter for the Zydeco, Elijah Wilson. Elijah Wilson looking to pick this puck up with some speed. Crowd is ramping up here for Elijah. He picks up the puck at center ice. Goes well wide. Walking to the middle, holds on to the backhand. Good poke check there by Sokolov, who's had an active stick all game long, has used it well and knocked the puck off of the Zydeco sticks a couple of times. Does it again here in the shootout. Here's Tristan Sim for the Prowlers. He's got a goal tonight. Sim coming in right down the gut, shooting one right into the glove. Bailey Stevens, cool as a cucumber. There's Dmitry Kuznetsov, the only Zydeco to score in the shootout this year. His first game back after being scratched for 3 in a row. Has it right in the middle. Kuznetsov scores right through the 5-hole. Number 10 coming through in the clutch again. Need a save from Bailey Stevens coming up against Austin Federley. Mano a mano. Federley takes it slow to the far side. Walking in, shooting one off the post, Zydeco win! Zydeco win, 3-2. Bailey Stevens 3 for 3 in the shootout. Dmitry Kuznetsov with the game-winning shootout goal, his second of the season. Welcome to the Zydeco postgame show, brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. After leading 1-0 through the first period, a penalty-filled affair in the second completely pulled the Zydeco from their game. The Port Huron Prowlers were able to chip away here early in the third period, get 2 early goals. 5 minutes in on the power play. And the Zydeco look to be totally out of gas. Enter Elijah Wilson at the 18:45 mark off of a face-off win. Threw it right underneath the blocker of Makar Sokolov. Tied it at 2, sent it to overtime. Nobody could score. In the shootout, Dmitry Kuznetsov pumping up the crowd now with the game winner. The Zydeco improved their record to 9-3-1. The Prowlers will fall to 5-6-1. Overall, like I said, the Prowlers will move their way up north to Monroe and take on our interstate rival. They'll take them on tomorrow night. So their weekend is not done, but the Zydeco are done until next week. Let's get our 3 stars of the game. Elijah Wilson, your 3rd star of the game with the game-tying goal. Haley Stevens, your 3rd star of the game. 19 for 21, 19 stops on 21 shots. He picks up his 3rd win of the season. And the number 1 star of the game, Dmitry Kuznetsov, with your shootout game winner. Well, you know what they say, good teams figure out ways to win. In a game where it looked like the Zydeco really had nothing left to give in the 3rd period, they found a way to dig deep, get another goal, send it to extra time, and picked up the win in the shootout. That will do it for us up here at the Raising Cane's River Center. Thank you all for tuning in on YouTube and WBRZ. For everyone behind the scenes, Andy Petzinger saying good night. We'll see you on Tuesday